The silence in Evelyn Monroe's home was unbearable after 50 years of marriage to Leonard. His passing in March left a void that echoed through the house. At 74, Leonard's heart was strong, but his lungs failed him. The doctor called it peaceful, but for Evelyn, peace was elusive. The quiet was a stark contrast to decades of shared laughter and routines. Christmas was approaching, her first without him, and she craved connection to fill the emptiness, even briefly. Evelyn invited her son, Evan, and his wife, Sierra, for a simple Christmas dinner. Nothing grand, just their presence. She spent 2 days cooking: mashed potatoes with sour cream for Evan, green bean casserole Sierra once admired, Leonard's cornbread stuffing, a glazed ham with pineapple, pecan pie, and sweet tea. She even baked rolls, imperfect but warm. A fresh fir tree, costing nearly $100, stood decorated with old ornaments, a red frame with their wedding photo, Evan's macaroni star, a glued-together glass cardinal. Evelyn wore the red dress Leonard loved, fixed her hair, applied lipstick, and set the table with the good china, usually reserved for Thanksgiving. By noon, the table was ready. By 1 o'clock, the ham was resting, tea chilling, candles lit, and Bing Crosby played softly. Hope flickered in Evelyn's chest, though nerves lingered. At 2:30, she texted Evan, "See you soon." No reply. At 3 o'clock, she sat by the window. By 3:30, she reheated the rolls. At 3:45, the doorbell rang. Her heart leapt, but it was a courier, not Evan. He handed her a manila envelope and left. Inside, Sierra's neat handwriting explained they'd chosen to spend Christmas at her mother's instead. No apology, no promise to visit later, just a note that they hadn't forgotten her. They'd chosen to leave her out. Evelyn sat at the set table, candles flickering, staring at Leonard's empty plate and another that now belonged to no one. Her throat tightened. She couldn't eat. Later, on Facebook, she saw Sierra's mother's post, a packed dining room, Evan smiling beside Sierra. They hadn't forgotten. They'd excluded her deliberately. The next morning, Evelyn woke before dawn, sleepless in the heavy silence. The red dress lay over a chair, candles burnt to stubs. She donned Leonard's old flannel robe and stepped outside into the frosty air. Wandering the garden Leonard loved, she paused at his bird feeder, untouched since his passing. Brushing off frost, she found an envelope tucked behind the feeder's roof, addressed simply to Evelyn in Leonard's familiar handwriting. Her hands trembled as she opened it. Inside, a note read, "If you're reading this, something happened I hoped wouldn't. Go to my desk, top drawer. There's more." In Leonard's study, everything was as he'd left it. In the top drawer, under the panel, was another envelope with a brass key clipped to it. Evelyn sat, heart racing, sensing Leonard had left her a trail. She opened the envelope to find a letter and a deed in her name for a property in Blue Ridge, 45 minutes from Asheville, a place Leonard never mentioned. The letter read, "Evelyn, if Evan ever shuts you out, this'll make sense. You'll find everything you need at the place this key opens. It's yours. It always was." Evelyn packed a small bag, sweater, flashlight, coffee thermos, peanut butter sandwich as Leonard would have, and drove to the address. The gravel path led to a white farmhouse with blue shutters. The key turned smoothly, opening a warm, familiar space. Leonard's corduroy jacket hung by the door, his gardening boots nearby. The living room held their old furniture, a worn lamp, a handmade coffee table. Photos lined the mantel. Their beach trip, their 35th anniversary, Leonard on this porch. A note on the table read, "This is yours in case they ever forget who you are." Leonard hadn't just left a house. He'd built her a sanctuary, a reminder of her strength before she shrank to fit others' expectations. 3 days later, Walter Benton, Leonard's accountant, called. He'd been instructed to contact her if family dynamics shifted. Evelyn confirmed they had. At his Asheville office, Benton revealed Leonard had set up a trust 5 years earlier, in her name only, with $650,000 untouched. He'd also documented Evan's financial requests: $25,000 granted in 2015, $75,000 denied in 2017, and another refused in 2019 for Sierra's house-flipping venture. Leonard anticipated they'd approach Evelyn after his death, ensuring she was protected. That evening, Evan's car idled outside her home. He approached, claiming concern, but quickly asked about Leonard's paperwork, offering to help with finances. Evelyn confronted him about Sierra forging her signature on a $15,000 check in 2019. His silence confirmed her suspicions. "I know about the trust," she said. "Leonard made sure I'd be okay." Evan left, Sierra still in the car, avoiding her gaze. 2 days later, Rosemary Tate, Evelyn's neighbor, warned her Sierra was spreading rumors of Evelyn's instability, possibly seeking a conservatorship. With Rosemary's help, Evelyn drafted a formal statement affirming her sound mind, backed by notarized documents. She added, "I am not confused. I am not unstable. I am done being treated like an afterthought." Copies were sent to Evan and Sierra, certified mail. A week later, Benton delivered a box from Leonard containing a green leather journal. Its entries began a year before his death, detailing his fears for Evelyn's future and her tendency to give without asking. One passage read, "If Evelyn sits alone in that red dress, waiting for someone who doesn't come, it's not her fault. She is still enough." Tears fell, but they cleansed rather than wounded. Leonard's voice, preserved in ink, gave her strength. A year later, Christmas was different. Evelyn invited new faces, Gloria from quilting, Marcus the art teacher, neighbors, and local kids. The house filled with laughter, clinking dishes, and stories. Paper stars and cotton ball snowmen adorned the tree. A card from Evan and Sierra arrived, brief and impersonal. Evelyn tucked it away, unbothered. She'd stopped waiting. On the porch, wine in hand, Evelyn sat in Leonard's rocker. The house buzzed with life behind her. Last year, she set a table for those who didn't come. This year, she built a new one and belonged at it. If you've ever waited for someone who didn't show, know this. The hardest part isn't loss. It's realizing they were never truly there. Build a new table, choose yourself, and let love find you.